All right, so we're going through the list of riddles given by the sage Narayan in the sixth book, third chapter of the Bhagavatam. And so we've been looking at several of these riddles that he lists in a row, saying that once we understand them, and of course by understanding he means that deep understanding, that grokking, as it were, that we know this taste of milk because we have tasted it, not because we have just heard of it or learned about it, but because we've digested it. We've done the practice, we've done the purification, we've dedicated ourselves to understanding truth and to knowing our nature. And so today's riddle is the one where he's talking about a river, and this river is rather a unique river. It says here, there is a river which flows in opposite directions, two directions at one time. And he says that this river is Maya. Now, Maya is just a word meaning basically what you think the world is before you're realized. So it's sort of a blanket term for our delusion. So as the world appears to you, that is your Maya. I like to think of Maya being your story. If I ask you who you are before you've known who you are through realization or through this enlightenment experience, you're going to come up with a story about who you are and what your life experience is and where you are now and what you're going to be doing tomorrow. And this is all Maya, because it's a story based on a wrong assumption, a story based on someone very different from who you are. And this story, interestingly enough, can lead us either to our realization, to the understanding of our divine nature and set us free, or our story can take us deeper into the delusion of being a body-mind. It all depends on a couple of things. One, how aware are you? Are you discerning? Are you paying attention to what's going on in your life and making proper decisions accordingly? If you are, then this life will take you toward your realization. It is designed to train you. However, if you remain in your delusion or you live an unconscious life, very unaware of what's going on in the moment for you, and you live within the world of your mind, in the stories that you believe about yourself, and you don't listen to the facts of life. You don't pay attention to the fact that things are fleeting. You don't pay attention to the fact that there's a price for pleasures. You don't pay attention to the fact that we're bouncing back and forth between the future and the past in all of our desires and longings. And if you don't pay attention to the nature of the mind, the fact that it replays your past actions and presents to you only the best of them or only the worst of them or whatever it wants to about them, and you begin to obey its desires and moods and needs, and the body joins in with its desires and moods and needs, and you start spinning. And if you don't pay attention, you just keep spinning. Almost everything that you do for pleasure leads to pain at some point, and if you're not careful about that, you get caught in these addictions and these cycles of repetition where, yes, you get your little zing, your little bit of pleasure, but you pay a huge price, a huge investment of your time and life into making that happen. And when you're young, that's fine. You might have the energy and the wherewithal to do that. But once you've developed these very deeply ingrained habits in yourself, when you grow older and no longer have the good looks or the energy or the youthful body to go out and hunt and pursue your pleasures and joys of life, what are you left with? You're left as a very bitter old person in a nursing home somewhere, perhaps. So, live your life with awareness, because living a life with an awareness will catch the current that leads you to realization and understanding. Ride that current that leads you to wisdom. It's good for tomorrow and maybe a little bit bitter for today. Things that are dangerous in this world are very pleasing right now, but have a little bit of a bitter taste tomorrow. So build on things that have a sweet taste for tomorrow morning, as opposed to a sweet taste only in the moment. That's a good guide. and always be searching in your awareness for that implied self within that's ever free and ever pure, that's not changing. The you that's been you through all the changes of mind and through all the changes of your body and through every year of your birthday. Find that self within, and within the silence of that self lies your greatest pleasure, lies your inner peace, lies your joy, regardless of what old age brings.